Welcome back to In the Garden. I am joined with Jordan from Grange Co-op, and today we're talking about trimming your shrubs. Now, kind of like the last time we talked about trimming your plants, you know, the same principles kind of apply. If you have branches that are facing inwards or ones that are dying off, then those are the ones you need to trim.
Sure. Yeah, the same principles that we discussed with trees, and kind of the general theme of this last month of getting your gardens ready for fall and winter applies here. First, we're prioritizing the health of the plant. So we're looking for, dead and dying foliage. It's not going to help anything. At worst, that's a feed for bugs or a place disease can come in. Secondary, we're looking at any kind of branches that are turning inwards. That's not going to help the overall structure of the plant. And down the road, as that gets longer, it's definitely going to be something that's going to inhibit our ability to let this plant grow easily and continue to prune it.
Okay, great. And also for trimming these kind of plants, if you're worried about trimming too much, it's okay to just trim a little bit and then come back, right?
Better something than nothing, definitely. A lot of people are really hesitant. These are not fragile glass, antique ornaments. They're very redundant or very resilient. They'll rebound just fine. A good rule for most of your plants, evergreen and otherwise, is the rule of thirds. Take off a third of the overall size or take out a third of the mass, not both. Most of your plants will fall into that and you'll be just fine. It's not going to apply for very specific pruning. Maybe you have a plant with special needs. Maybe you are going after like a topiary shape, but it's a start.
All right, awesome. And then a plant like this one down here is, when you're trimming it, you kind of want to make sure you want to clean it up.
Sure. So this is the barberry, I believe a rose glow. We're doing the rule of thirds. I'm just taking this down, making a more compact shape. What I'm actually doing here is taking away apical dominance. Plant's tendency is to put all its growth in the very end of the stem. When we remove that, it distributes that growth throughout the rest, and that's going to give you a much more flush, full, compact plant. It's totally fine for the plant. We're not hurting a thing.
All right. So I know we have another plant we want to talk about, rose bushes.
Yes.
So, roses are a very forgiving plant, as I've been told.
When it comes to roses, like you said, they're very forgiving, so don't go into this tenderly. I like to do the Portland International Rose Gardens method, which is we take this down to about 3 foot or so. And the reason we're not going all the way down that you would normally see roses pruned is because we want to leave a bunch of this foliage as protection. It's going to kind of be a buffer. If we get really bad winter weather, that's what's going to die off. We're going to cut that back here in March or so later on. We're also taking off any of the spent roses. Those are just going to seed. Since we're not growing from seed, that's just something we're not going to need later. We're not saving those. We want all the energy to go back into the rose plant itself.
All right, awesome. Well, if you guys want to learn more about trimming your bushes before, the hard winter comes, of course, you can head to a Grange Co-op store to learn more information, or you can head to our website at KDRV.com. Thank you so much for joining us in the garden.